What's up guys, it's Ben here and welcome back to the channel, and of course welcome back to Villa Park. It's our first game back in 15 months. We host Chelsea today. Chelsea I think have still got top 4 to play for. We're guaranteed 11th. We've not got anything to play for. So hopefully they go out there and do us proud. Obviously we'd love a win, but really it's just proud to be back. Today I'm going to go for a high score. I'm going to go for 3 apiece. I just can't see us taking all 3 points off Chelsea today. I'm not the most confident of Villa fans, but Chelsea have got too much to play for. I don't think they'll roll over and let us win. I don't think they'll be hoping that Leicester or Liverpool screw up. I don't think Liverpool will screw up. I can't see Leicester dropping points to Tottenham particularly. Tottenham are so poor. We beat them in midweek obviously, but yeah, let's get straight over to Villa Park. Excuse the voice a little, it's all over the place, but it's great to be back, of course. We've had our first sight of goal. It's been 27 minutes. Bertrand Traoré skipped round a player and looked to put it in the far corner as always, but just wide. It's been a really interesting pattern because they've not really created all too much whilst having all the possession. We seem to be nicking it back in all right places, but we're not having a good enough ball retention. We've just nicked it back. Go on! Go on! McGinn! Oh! John McGinn! Just as I've said that, John McGinn's nicked the ball back at the edge of the box, looked to bring it in the far corner. So close. That could very easily have been 1-0. It's been a decent start to the game. Pleased to be back, of course. Just seeing it back now. Oh, it's close. It's so close. It doesn't come quite back in, but really great start. It's still 0-0, 30 minutes on the clock.
Hey, target, let's get that ball in.
To Villa, come on, corner routine, taking short to the edge of the box. Traoré first time puts it into the top corner exceptionally. It's 1-0 to Villa. We are back. We've celebrated a goal at Villa Park for the first time in 15 months. Bertrand Traore, I see on the replay, he makes the late run and just flicks it into the goal. It's a great finish. It's a fantastic finish, actually. I don't know whether it takes a nick or not. Quite frankly, I don't care. It's 1-0 to Villa. Come on. Get it right. Another corner, come on boys. Come on, big win. Oh.
Yeah, bring it down, Jack.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Richard.
Come on! 2-0 to Villa. It's Amar Ghazi from the spot. It's lovely play from Villa as well. We really corner it, took it, it's cleared away. Jack picks up the ball, lovely 1-2 with Matt Target. Pulls it back to the edge of the box to Bertie, and he has his feet took out from underneath him as he's trying to take the shot away. Stonewall penalty, the VAR didn't even check it, I don't think, so they were happy. And now Ghazi steps up and smags it down the middle, so it's 2-0 to Villa. We're cruising, we're really cruising. I don't want to jinx it, but this is looking really, really good. It's 2-0 to Villa, 52 on the clock. Come on! The ball in the net, but rightly offside, as we think. They're still checking it, I think, if there is a check going on. The Chelsea are complaining. That's the noise we didn't want to hear. The video assistant referee is checking the offside. I thought, I mean, is it given? Is it not? Anyway, there was a ball slid through eventually to Mount. Great tackle by Mings, and it fell to someone and then was tapped in by Werner. The person it fell to, the lino flagged. We thought he was off, but they're checking. Yeah, offside. That scared me then, that scared me a little, because the VAR came up and it's still 2-0, it is a disallowed goal for Chelsea. It was Azpilicueta offside, okay, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so Werner had the ball in the back of the net, goal disallowed, story of his season, been mighty unlucky with offside. He's had another one today, it's still 2-0 Villa. They're really putting the pressure on a little now. Havertz has just missed an absolute sitter at the back post. Brilliant ball in by I think Chilwell to the back post, takes everyone out of the game. All Havertz has to do is make a solid connection and put it in the back of the net, and he skies it horribly from about 2-3 yards. Really, really poor strike, but 67 on the clock, and even so, we don't seem to be too. Emmy's not had any dangerous saves to make. He's been able to catch everything. Defensively, we've won every battle we've needed to. And going forward, we look good value for a third. Ollie Watkins made some really good runs into the channel. Jack's been all over the place. He's been fantastic. I think Guinea's been booked, so he's sort of having to calm himself a little bit, but we look really, really good at the moment. Really, really compact, but that really should have been 2-1 from Havertz. Now it is 2-1 just a couple of minutes later. It's Chilwell at the back post, tapping in. It's a nice Chelsea move, to be fair. They've worked it really well, and then the ball to the back post eventually, finally is finished off by one of their players. They could have had 3 or 4 at the back post today, but they've not made good connection. Emmy loses his clean sheet. He's tried to claw it off the line, but the goal line technology confirms it did cross the line. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, the VAR wise. They didn't look any offsides or anything like that, so it looks like it is 2-1 to Chelsea, and it is given. It's 2-1 to us, but Chelsea now back in the game. We need to hold on now. 20 minutes left. Azpilicueta's been sent off for Chelsea. No real idea what. I think it was afters on Jack. Initially the ball went out for their ball or something like that. Jack tried to recover it, and I think there was afters. Jack hit the deck straight away. Ref straight away brought out the red card. Didn't see it, can't report on it. 2-1, red card for Chelsea. We've got basically about to hit stoppage time now, and they've got 10 men. Full time, come on, 2-1 to the Villa. really composed performance. Emmy's good about his clean sheet, and composure in that performance was something else. Fantastic. All over the park, we looked so assured. Towards the end of the game, obviously they had the man sent off. From then on, we grabbed the game by the scruff of its neck. Didn't let him have another sniff. Maybe could have gone 3-1 up a couple of times in the game. What? Sweet Caroline, fuck the Blues. Nothing feels better than singing that after a victory at Villa Park. Bertrand Traoré started it off with a lovely finish. El Ghazi doubled our lead. Chilwell pulled one back, but it was all in vain as Martinez heroics and an Nakamba masterclass take the game 2-1. Fantastic performance. He's the man. And we are back finally after 15 long months since being at Villa Park, and what a way to return. Started off really slow against Chelsea today. I can imagine that being down to Chelsea having something to play for and something as not to as such. Chelsea knowing that a win guaranteed them top four, anything other than win, it would be close, it would be tight, it would be looking at other results and things like that. And we backed off a little and let them play. We didn't have much ball retention at the start of the game. We didn't pick any passes particularly. A couple of decent little sort of play between Jack and Anwar. Thought Bertie started quite quickly as well, and he obviously ended up getting a goal as well in the game. That target took a clever... We don't score many goals from corners. It's been a thing I've noticed for many years about it. Even during the Championship, we didn't get many goals from corners. We're so good at defending them, but I don't know what it is about attacking corners as such. And this time it isn't a header, but it's a really nicely worked corner. Worked short to the edge of the box. I thought he scuffed it initially, but Bertrand Traoré, really clever finish as such. I don't know whether he means to do that, but I don't care because it's at the back of the net. And that feeling is indescribable. You know, it's been, as I say, 15 months. And the last game we were at was the Carabao Cup final. And while obviously we gave it our all, in the end we've lost the cup final. It's not going to be a pleasant game. And obviously we didn't know then that would be our last game. Maybe we took that for granted. And the game before that was a disappointing one against Tottenham, where I think Heung-min Son scored a last-minute winner. That's not, you know, that's not the sort of game you want as your last one at Villa Park. But before that, we did win against Leicester in the 2-1, where Trezeguet scored in the last minute. That was a great game. And so pleased to have got the first game under the belt, and obviously to have got the win as well. Fantastic. One thing to note as well, it's interesting being back at the ground than watching on the telly. It's such a different game watching in the ground than watching it at telly. Because you get to see players' movements so much more. I've been one of the people to criticise Bertrand Traoré and his work rate as such, and obviously it's hard to slate him today. He won the penalty, he scored the goal, he was the match winner in the end. But I don't think I've seen him sprint particularly. He's a quick lad. You know, I've seen him when he played for Lyon. I've seen him when he played for Chelsea as well at times. He's a quick lad when he gets going. But he didn't really break into a sprint today as such, and whether that's because he plays the game so laid back, and you know, obviously every goal that he scored for us has been oozing class as such. You know, in finessed finishing, calm finishes. He doesn't look like he plays with any urgency, which is sometimes a bad thing, especially when we've got backs against the wall defending leads, or whether we're pressing to try and get a goal. Him playing laid back and not sort of sprinting is letting us down at times, but it really suited him today because he managed to grab the game as a grip. He was taking players on, he was beating players. And as I say, in the end, ended up being the match winner. On the other side, we had Jack Grealish returning, of course, first game back at Villa Park for him since his injury. And he was everything that we expected Jack Grealish to be. You know, picking up the ball, darting past players, winning free kicks. In the end, got Azpilicueta sent off as well for violent conduct. Pulling the strings in the middle. There were a couple of really nice bits of link-up. We could see he misses him. He's the glue between sort of the bank, the holding midfielders, and then the striker in Ollie Watkins. Sometimes he's being marked out of the game because he's not having Jack dropping in deep, receiving the ball, turn and finding him. And there were a couple of times we've played into the channel nicely to Ollie. He held the ball up and found a play. I think the second goal, the penalty comes from some nice work in the channels from him, and then Jack and Matt Target, I think, play a nice one too. And then Bertrand Traoré is obviously tripped in the penalty area, and El Ghazi converts this from the spot. So I thought we nullified Chelsea's threats really, really well as well. They maybe could have had a couple more. I thought we were poor at marking the back post at times. I think Ezri Konsa was caught napping for Chilwell's goal, and Chilwell could have had a hat-trick, to be honest, popping up the back post today. but we'll certainly take that as a game back. And obviously Chelsea got the result they were looking for. I think in the end Chelsea were actually time wasting. I think Kepa might have been booked for time wasting at the end of the game, because Chelsea knew that as results stood they got top 4, and I don't think a goal from us would have changed anything goal difference wise, but I think they were just playing for the final whistle, and obviously we'll happily taking 3 points. First game back for the fans, obviously, and the feeling when Bertrand Traoré's goal hit the back of the net, I think for me only the Carabao Cup final, the playoff final, and then a few of the big games, Sheffield United 3-3, the Blues game, the West Brom game in the playoffs. There's not many games that are up there with that moment, because it's been so long overdue. If you look at the games we've missed, we missed the Arsenal 3-0 this season. We missed the Arsenal 1-0 at the end of last season, which one of the biggest wins we've had in recent history. Trezeguet scoring on the half volley off a Mings flick on off a corner. We didn't get to be there for that moment, and the fans would have roared the Lions on. Something incredible. It would have been an incredible sight. And obviously, we've missed out on so many big moments. So it's nice to be back and be there for a win and a big win in that. It's a shame it doesn't mean anything. It's a shame we didn't have much to play for, much to roar us on. But in fact, it sort of gave us a bit of freedom, and it took the pressure off the players as such. Emi Martinez, Ollie Watkins, both making their first games for Villa today. Matty Cash, unfortunately injured. He can't get into the squad. Ross Barkley and Edinburgh against his parent club. And then we had obviously Bertie making his first appearance for us as well and marking it with a goal. He got a standing ovation from the fans when he was taken off. And then Morgan Sanson, knee injury. I think he'll be out until October sort of time. I think he might miss the Euros for France. I don't think he'd start anyway, to be honest. But yeah, bright future ahead. We've got the FA Youth Cup final tomorrow, as the Young Lions take on Liverpool, I think it is. And we got to see a glimpse of one more of them today in Kerry Chukwuemeka. Obviously came on against Tottenham and hit the post. Mighty unfortunate. If he'd have scored that, I think his name would have been in the history books of Villa already. But really nice to see more youth coming off the bench. I thought Dean tactically today was spot on as well, in that we've never been a side to mark the wings as such. We allowed the cross to come in, and we dealt with the cross largely very well. I think the height of Kai Havertz came on, and we stopped him from sort of dominating the back four, and Tyrone Mings was played out of his skin again today. I think if a meteor was flying towards the earth, Courtney Hawes would head it back, Mings would yell at him to head it back, Martinez would be there behind to claim it, Matt Targett would be sweeping around the back and making a crunching challenge. It was, as a unit at the back, sensational. Middle of the park, I thought Nakamba had his best game in the shirt for us. John McGinn was John McGinn. Jack Grealish was Jack Grealish. Bertrand Traoré turned up, added the flair, added the pizzazz that we needed. Ollie Watkins, I don't think he stopped running. And Anwar El Ghazi netted his 10th of the season. And I've been largely very critical of El Ghazi in his time as a Villa player, but to have seen him hit double figures in the Premier League now, I'll hold my hands up and say I was wrong about him, because he's a top class poacher. Not many players can come to the Premier League and in their second ever season in the Prem hit 10 goals, and albeit that not being a star, he only got his first game in the game against Wolves, wasn't it? It was the 1-0 win against Wolves where he got his first sort of big break as such. I don't remember what that was. I think it was late November, start of December possibly. So even then, he's probably only played like 26, 27 of the 38 games this season, and he's still hit double figures. That's impressive figures. So the future looks bright for us. The youth tomorrow, obviously recording this before it, hopefully they go on to win it. It will be a nice, another thing to have in the collection as such, to have our youth going and winning trophies. And exciting summer. The Euros coming up. Jack should play, hopefully, for England. You'd like to imagine. I don't think Southgate's that much of a fool to leave him out. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. It's very, very great to be back. And hopefully next season it will be go as normal. And we should be able to be back in Villa Park every week. And hopefully Villa can perform as they have this season. Maybe we'll have another 7-2, who knows. But yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. And I'll hopefully see you next season.